One of the things that helped me get over my hang-ups about being gay is my Greek ancestry and the fact that pre-Christian Greek culture history had a very different approach to androphilic men, gynophilic women, homosexuality, bisexuality than the Greeks later had in the Middle Ages up until almost the present day. That the homophobia, the homo-hatred, the bigotry largely came from Christianity and the Abrahamic religions, and that Christianity was the darkening force in Greek culture when it came to instilling homophobia. Because as you read many of the ancient writings of pre-Christian Greece, you realize, wow, they were pretty gay positive, actually. And for me, reading Plato's Symposium, Plato was one of the famous philosophers of ancient Athens. He wrote the Symposium about 2,500 years ago, 2,500 years ago. And in it, the setting is a dinner party. Many of the luminaries of ancient Athens are in attendance, and they decide to go around the room giving speeches about love, and whoever gives the best speech wins. So when it comes to Aristophanes, one of the attendees, he was a famous comedic playwright, he tells a creation myth about love. The creation myth is about the beginning of humanity, and in his myth, he says that humans were originally conjoined twins, that we had male pairs that were conjoined, female pairs that were conjoined, and opposite sex pairs that were conjoined. And we were very powerful in that state, and we rebelled against the gods, and our rebellion, I guess, wasn't successful. And as punishment, Zeus cleaved us or split us, so we became individual humans. And then we would spend the rest of our lives seeking out our other halves. So that kind of explained why we erotically seek out other people. But very importantly, I think for the modern world as well as for me personally, it showed a conception, an ancient Greek conception of sexual orientation that is very similar to our current understanding of sexual orientation. That there are men who instinctively and immutably are erotically attracted to men. There are men who are instinctively and immutably erotically attracted to women. There are women who are instinctively and immutably erotically attracted to women. And there are women who instinctively and immutably are erotically attracted to men. So it shows us that 2,500 years ago, whether Plato was putting those words into Aristophanes' mouth or not, someone, probably more than one person, believed that sexual orientation was immutable and instinctive, and gay people were completely normal, essentially, back then. And then if you read the rest of the kind of the history, writing, and cultures of pre-Christian Greece, you see that the Greeks were not the homophobic jerks that many of them later became and spread throughout the world. So it became clear to me that the thing that was the regressive homophobic force in Greek culture and then later world culture was Christianity and the Abrahamic religions. That pre-Christianity, the Greeks were essentially gay positive. I understand that it was complicated because there were multiple things going on in ancient Greece that wouldn't really carry over to today. But for the most part, that creation myth coming out of Aristophanes' mouth in Plato's Symposium shows a very contemporary conception and understanding of sexual orientation. So that helped me get over my hang-ups about being gay, because I realized there's nothing wrong with me.